What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today's video is going to be me breaking down this beat that I recently made. It is a Memphis style key Glock type beat, super hard, and I want to share it with you guys. So let's jump into how I made this thing. So starting off, I got like the default E piano that pops up when I open Analog Labs, and I made this chord progression with a few little passing notes in between to kind of keep it a little interesting. Next up, I found this pad that's in Analog Lab, and I just added a few little accent notes to make the melody sound a little more full. Next up, I found this other pad in Analog Lab, and I just copied the chord progression and a couple of the passing notes. And lastly, I added some low end by putting a piano. I layered this pattern right here. And since Analog Lab eats up a lot of my CPU, I exported all the melodies out into Wave and added effects afterwards. So effects for the E piano is this EQ with the reverb and another EQ. For the pad, this EQ. And I made this accent right here. All I did was use the stretch tool and stretch this down and added a little bit of fade at the beginning to make it rise in. For that, added EQ, reverb, delay. Then for the piano, EQ, and a little bit of reverb. At the beginning and a couple spots throughout the beat, I added this drum loop. When the beat drops, it gives it a nice little switch up. For the drum loop, all I did was filter out a lot of the low end. I sent all of this, except for the drum loop, into a melody send and got rid of a lot more of the low end to make space for the 808. Onto the drums, I have this snare pattern. Next, I have this little snare roll, and I have this other snare to create some bounce. This perk, cowbell, the hi-hat pattern, extremely simple, just a few little rolls in between, and I changed the velocities up to give it a little bit more movement. Open hat pattern. Kick. Real simple. And lastly, the 808. Now, I did forget to mention that I ended up changing the pitch of the melody. I ended up moving everything up by 2 semitones. But yeah, man, that is the breakdown of this beat. I'm gonna play it for you guys at the end of the video. I do hope you enjoyed that. If you did, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe. We're almost to 250 subs. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.